what's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. And we're back for another round for the AOR Oceania Championship. And today, as you can see, we're doing two episodes this time out. One in Japan and one being the USA Grand Prix. So we're starting off with the Japanese Grand Prix. Well, one of my better circuits, to be honest, and well, hopefully I can probably do better. Well, do good here, but we did pretty well last season. But as you can see, it's a wet qualifying, so we're gonna have to well, do our best really in the wet, because I'm not very good in the wet, if I'm completely honest. And I didn't really do much wet practice before the race beforehand, so this is gonna be a real tester to how well I can drive in the wet and how well I can adapt. As you can see, I lose the back end massively through that corner. Now heading to the two Degnas. Well, taking it nicely. This is the banker lap, so just want to get a clean lap in, as some of the other guys are setting in some their first banker laps as well. So we go deep into the hairpin, so that's not good, but we still push on because we just want to finish this lap and possibly do well in the next one. Heading into Spoon. Yeah, decent entry, but not really the best line, to be honest. And but heading towards 130R. Will we take it flat? No, we lift off. So yeah, in the wet normally you wouldn't take it flat, or else you would probably end up in the barrier. So coming through the final corner now, losing the back end slightly. And across the line we set a 145.2, which puts us in P6. But as you can see, at the end of the session with 5 seconds to go, we go out on intermediate tires. So we're taking a gamble here, because I saw some other drivers taking this gamble as well. So we're taking this gamble, and so far we're not really gaining that much time. We're about 3/10 down on our time, so we're gonna have to gain that back up, hopefully. As you can see, the rain has definitely eased up compared to the last lap, and the water is not that much on the track, and we gained 1/10 on the first sector, so there's definitely improvement. As we head into the second sector, losing a bit of time once again, going into the hairpin, we go slightly wide, but trying to get straighten up the car as quickly as possible through the hairpin. And yeah, that's quite a bit of time gained there, 2/10 on this straight. Heading into Spoon, taking it fairly nicely there. Yep, that really gains us a lot of time, as you can see. And climbing up the gears once again, headed towards 130R. And I'm not sure, but we're 3/10 up. Hopefully, we're not going to take it flat, but heading into the penultimate and then the final corner now, turning in nicely, trying to get a best exit possible. Look at that, 6/10 up on our time, 7/10 across the line. It's only going to be good enough for P5, so well, I guess that's not too bad, to be honest, considering we had to adapt to the conditions. So myself and Laggy there both reacted to the call to change the tires, as well as Owens and Kai Was and Frizy. So so that puts us up in the P5. We set 144.4, which is about 1.1 seconds off pole. That's set by Sedona in the wets. So, well, the wets were the faster tires, apparently, on that qualifying session, but straight away onto the race now. It's 5 lights for the Japanese Grand Prix, and it's lights out, and away we go. And we get a decent start compared to the runners in front of us, and Zombie is in the middle with Laggy and Sly beside him just momentarily, but we had to back out of that, or else that could have been a massive crash as well as that. Oh my god, nearly smashing into the rear end of my teammate there. That could have ended up in tears completely for both of us, to be honest. So, but luckily we both survived, and both of us running split strategies here. Laggy running the soft tire, just ignore the corner cut. Yeah, pretend you never see that. We're running the super soft tire. So at the moment, Laggy is getting a bit punchy with the Sly. So let's see if we can make a move on him. As he heads into 130R, he's quite close to Sly, so he fakes to the outside, but he tags the Sly in the inside, so, the inside of the corner, yes. And that has ruined his run onto the main straight. So now this relinquishes us to try our best to try and overtake Sly if we can. So here we go, sizing him up nicely. Lap 2 this is, and a bit of lag is going on, so he's lagging backwards a bit. But the Sly is holding pretty well up ahead. We are gaining some time on him, so yeah, look at that. Through this corner, we're literally almost pushing him through. But the Sly, well, you could argue the tire difference. He's on soft, I'm on super soft, so yeah. But Sly is keeping ahead of us for now. We're gonna dive it down the inside, and well, that hasn't ended well, has it?
We're seeing minor damage to the front wing. Be easy on the car till we get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse.
Well, I'll put my hands up and say that's my fault, to be honest. And we're diving into the pits the next lap with Owens. Owens got damage from that, from our incident as well. So I did apologize to both the Sly and Owens, because, well, yeah, that was clearly my fault, and
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits.
and I take the blame because you saw it, and we just have to move on, to be honest. Lap 5 now, we're getting quite close to Owens, and this is a familiar sight, isn't it? Last season. So just that it's the other way around, literally the opposite end of positions. So yeah, I found that a little bit ironic. And Laggy has actually lagged out of the session, as you can see, and we're going around the outside of Icawas at the hairpin. And yeah, I'm quite happy with that move around the outside. So, but lap 15, Owens is oh my goodness. Well, I was about to say we're catching back up to Owens quite a bit, but not anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much our race over for the Japanese Grand Prix. As you can probably tell already, we're P11 and behind our teammate. So yeah, we just ended the race there, to be honest. And Zombie takes the win, Sedona, and then the Sly, well, we finish at P12, so that's definitely not good. But jumping straight all the way to the USA, and we're starting our first flying lap of the session, opening DRS for the start-finish straight, and going into turn 1, shifting down to third. Kind of lost the back end a bit there. Kind of struggled with the back end into turn 1 for some reason, but all isn't that bad, to be honest. Taking a bit cautiously this lap because again, like the last qualifying session, trying to just get a decent lap in so that I know my pace, what it looks like roughly. And Michi sets a 134.1, so that's Pretty decent lap to be honest for a banker, and Leggy betters that by about 3/10. So down the straight now. Shifting down the third, turning in very nicely there. Heading to this very technical part of the track, and this track is very, well, not one of my favorites and not one of my best, I must say. So, heading to this triple right-hander. Try not to corner cut like, well, I'm not going to say anything. You guys know what happened last season in the real F1, but across the line now. We opened DRS and set a 134.3, puts us P5. So we're gonna have to better that. And now the next lap, immediately going a bit wide and trying to scrub off some time by gaining speed. Into turn one we go. Going in a bit slowly, I must say, but slow and fast out. Some of them say, and that's well, that really hasn't cost us a lot, but there's a bit of yellow flags ahead of us. I believe that's a car that has retired from the session. Yeah, DOG Gamble, that is. And we're about 1/10 up on the first sector, so that's not too bad. 2/10 now, so hopefully we can find more time as the lap goes on. Shifting down the third for this hairpin-like corner. Now onto the straight, trying to get the best exit as possible. Shifting the gears very smoothly as you can. Now we're 3/10 up on our delta time, I should say. And qualifying is complete, so the last people crossing the line will be the last ones as we lose the back end a bit. And we're about 3/10 up through the second sector. Now heading to this technical section of the track. Excuse me, as we lose the back end once again, but we're now 4/10 up on our time, and this is could be very good for us as we head into the penultimate corner, going a bit wide. Well, that has completely destroyed our lap, to be honest, and I can't believe that has happened. We would have gained quite a lot of time. 4/10 could have put us in P8 possibly, P7, and yeah, unfortunately we couldn't because we just went just a bit wide, and well, the game has decided that that's track extend and we gain time through that. So as you can see the strategy, we're doing a one stop. Enough of the qualifying, we're doing the one stop for this race, putting on about 29.7 laps of fuel. Yeah, about there. And straight away, gonna start the race. Here we go. Let's hope we don't crash at lap 2, shall we? 5 red lights and we are off for the USA Grand Prix. We get a great start compared to Is That Matt on our right hand side there. Going into turn 1, Matt is still on our outside. We're going into turn 1, nearly smashing into Roscoe, and I think there's one of the Red Bulls just smashes into the wall. So we basically avoided all the carnage, and we are up into P6 as Laggy is doing a bit of Tokyo drifting there. So maybe, excuse me, in hindsight he should have done that last weekend, but never mind then. We are now up into P5, so we capitalize on our teammates' mistake, and now we're up to P5. So that's a pretty decent start for us, to be honest, as we go a bit deep in the hairpin, but our teammate doesn't dive it on us. So, but we're going on the straight now. I think our teammate's getting a bit of a toe on us as we cut straight into the hairpin, into the corner, I should say. Yeah, he's got the legs on us, going round the outside of this corner. Try to squeeze him out a bit, but we don't really, and we got damage from that.
We're seeing minor damage to the front wing. Be easy on the car till we get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse.
Well, unfortunately, I've got damage from my teammate, so okay then. this time, well, I don't really want to blame him because it looked like it was lag. So, well, I'm not gonna point fingers as is that man loses the back end and he relinquishes us back into P5. So, well, at least we are not the only ones having a bit of hardship going on. So that's good. But once again, I can't believe that we have damage again, just like last race. But thankfully, this race isn't really that bad for front wing damage, to be honest. And
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the soft.
all right, thank you, Jeff. Look, looking behind now. Matt goes down the inside into turn 1. We tried to do the switch back possibly, but we didn't really have the grip and the downforce to do so. So Matt is ahead of us at the moment. So that's well, not saying it's bad for us because Matt is clearly quicker at the moment. So yeah, we would have let him go anyway if he got any more closer. So and trying not to fight him, but because some of the guys are possibly doing 2 stops, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, so different strategies, and we fast forward into the next bit. And we are quite some ways behind Matt, but we kind of faked a move on him, trying to scare him a bit, force him into a mistake. As you can see, the downforce is hurting us a lot. The lack of downforce is hurting us quite a bit. And lap 8, we're diving straight into bits with Is That Matt. And we're gonna have to change our front wing, so this will cost us a lot of time, to be honest. And you will see yeah, well, a typical front wing change is about 8 seconds or 9 seconds, so yeah, that's not particularly good for our race time. Yeah, 9.1 seconds. So yeah, I decided to change my front wing because I was struggling a bit, I must say. So we come out at P12, right behind DT. So DT and Roscoe both on soft tires. I believe both of them were the ones that crashed out at turn 1. Lap 1. So well, we fast forward once again, something new. So getting quite close to DT. Will we dive it down the inside? DT leaves us the room, but we that was kind of a half-hearted attempt, to be honest, kind of like Valtteri Bottas in real life. But we have a look again into this corner. Well, again, another half-hearted attempt. I wasn't really ready to make the move on him because I didn't want to do something like in Japan and ruin my race just because I tried to move on someone. And yeah, definitely didn't pay off. And now we got the slipstream and DRS on DT. So will this be the opportunity into turn 1 to make a move on him? We go for it down the inside this time, lock up the brakes, cut the corner a bit, but well, it didn't give us an illegal overtake, so well, that should be fine. And now straight away into lap 14 we go. Aikawa is ahead of us and Conrad is the guy behind us on ultra softs, and he's going down our inside. Actually, we had to leave him the room, or else that could have been an airplane crash. And look at the grip between myself and Conrad. Conrad just steams past us around the outside, and that's a very fair play move from Conrad. So GG on him, and hopefully he can possibly catch Kaiwas and possibly help us out a bit by holding him up so that we can pass him possibly. Into turn 1 he goes. Well, Conrad has a look for the move, but Kaiwas does very well to outbrake him and keep the position. Now onto the straight here. Kaiwas goes deep. Conrad tries to switch back on him. we're gonna get DRS from both of them and Slipstream as well. So we Slipstream Kairos because Kairos doesn't have DRS, so it'll be easier for us. Conrad gets Kairos, and now we're going back down the inside of Kairos. So Kairos unfortunately has lost 2 positions. It's been on 1 straight, but good for us as we basically are following the Conrad train, basically. The Conrad train. It's not really a train, is it? A 2-man train, but anyways, carrying on. Laggy is now behind us. The person, well, what I wouldn't say intentionally gave us front wing damage, but we immediately get out of the way of our teammate as we're on a different strategy, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna let him by because, well, he's my teammate, and this season he's been the carrier of Haas, and the reason we are in 3rd in the championship is, well, mostly him. So now lap 19, Sedona is ahead of us and Owens is behind us. So Owens in the Ferrari getting punchy on us, forces away into the hairpin corner. We tried to do the switch back on him, but it doesn't really work out. We don't have as much of grip compared to him on his ultra soft, so well, Owens, but he's not gaining away on the straight, so we dive it back down the inside of him. But Owens, once again with the superior grip, goes back round the outside. So, well, at least we try to hold him up, but it wasn't really, you know, our tires were a bit short at that point. Lap 21 now. And that's Sedona going wide. We had to do avoiding action to avoid him, and that has just allowed Zombie to get ahead of us. And well, that's the last we'll see of Zombie. So Zombie is now on his way to continuing on. And lap 24, we have Roscoe behind us, and Roscoe, like the other guys, doing 2 stops. So we're going to have to possibly defend, but I'm planning not to at that moment. So because we are on a different strategy, and I just want to get home and get some points, decent points for the team as well. And I didn't want to cause any more problems for myself. But Roscoe dives one down the inside. We kind of cover off the line, but open the steering, and Roscoe has just put us into the wall. Can't believe that happened. We'll show a replay, and you see Roscoe's car just completely swiped on us.
Please, we need to get you on new tires and move on to a different strategy.
But I can tell you, I can confirm that this was actually a lag incident. Roscoe, well, I know him for a fact that he wouldn't do something like that. And well, this is his POV going into the corner. Yep, he just does a good dive bomb move, and it looked like we tagged him actually, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. It was just a lag incident, and we both suffered the consequences. More Roscoe, because he actually DNF from that race, so he was still able to carry on. But well, we are down in P11 and about, I think we are not going to catch up to DT in P10, as we are now into the pits again for, unfortunately, only for P11, and we are not going to get any points this weekend again. So this season has been a torrid one, I must say. I just have no words to describe this season, to be honest. This season has been a crazy one, and we're fast forwarding now, and well, we tried to do the fastest lap, but we can't really, because yeah, I didn't really have I wasn't really in the mood to do something. I was just trying to get home and end the race, to be honest. And we pull off to the side of the track, and yeah, just waiting for DLG Gamble to overtake us. Yeah, there he goes, and yeah, basically I just wanted the race to end, and yeah, so the penultimate race, if I forget to mention this late in the video, but yeah, we end off the race with no points to a name, unfortunately. We could have gotten P7 or something, but it wasn't to be. DLG Gamble is your race winner for the USA Grand Prix. The Sly 666 in second. DLG Gamble in third position. DLG Gamble is the winner. Owens 1503 is your third place man, and Zombie Hun has set the fastest lap with a 135.2. So yeah, the race rundown: DLG Gamble, Sly, Owens, Laggy does well to recover to P4 after his not so good start, but Zombie drops down to P5. Conrad you have in P6 doing well, starting from P13 actually, and Istat Matt in P7, Kaiwas in 8th, DT 9th, Sedona 10th, myself in 11th, Frizy in 12th, and Roscoe unfortunately DNFing. The other Red Bull of Mitchie as well. So yeah, so what can I say, guys? This season has been a crazy one, and hopefully it will be a good one next season. I'm looking forward to next season, hopefully. And yeah, that's all I can say, to be honest. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, I guess, because, well, it really helps me out, and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more interesting videos. Well, crashes, if you want to say it, put it that way. But yeah, other than that, I'll be trying to keep things posted, keeping things up to date on my channel, and yeah, so that's really it, to be honest, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.